Let's freaking go, Arkansas fans. We're not going to break down too many plays because what's the point when you get your butt beat this bad? So, obviously, 45-3, never good. Jeffcoat, who's had a really good season, creates a lot of pressure off this edge. This split zone tight end, his job right here is to get a piece of Jeffcoat. But unfortunately, this safety was crashing into the box, and Peyton Thorne is reading this safety. So he has no idea that Jeffcoat is blowing up this run. 86 misses this block. Jeffcoat sees it, and he wasn't going to really make that tackle anyway. This is a really good pull read right here by Peyton Thorne. He sees this safety, coming into the box, and then you'll see right here, he waits for this window to open. So he doesn't just throw this right here because 8 is in this window. He waits, and then he actually throws his football right here to Caleb Burton, and Caleb Burton makes a great catch, the Ohio State transfer, and now it's off to the races. 10 is able to create that separation, and it's off to the races. So, not the worst jam I have ever seen, but it's not, obviously, a good jam, if you ask me. And then, obviously, that is not a good way to start any game. And overall, Braxton was potentially the defensive MVP last week for Arkansas. This week, really rough game from him. So now we get to hear this 1st and 10, and this is just a really well-designed play. Arkansas said, look, we're not going to let Jarquez Hunter beat us. This is why Hugh Freeze is one of the best coaches in America. He predicted that. So Jarquez Hunter, first 2 plays, uses a decoy, right? The RPO handoff, or fake handoff, and now they're doing a QB, power read right here with a QB counter, if you will, pulling the guard and the tackle to the right side. And this is just easy stuff, okay? Kick out Jeffcoat, okay? Not the worst right here from Jeffcoat. He just needs somebody else to make a play. Obviously, this fake, you could see it drew all these guys to the left. And still, this is an opportunity for a backer to make a play versus a quarterback. And he's not able to do it, okay? Once again, not the best reps. And then here's a chance for Lorando Snacks Johnson to get in here. Just kind of sticks his shoulder in there. Not really trying to make the tackle. And he just gets absolutely ran the frick over. Okay, getting stared down to as well. Some one-on-one action. All right, so Arkansas goes 3 and out. It wasn't a good drive, obviously. And we get to this punt return. Man, I don't know. Arkansas special teams coverage units have been murky, to say the least. Obviously, BYU had a huge kickoff return earlier this season in the same stadium. Obviously, with the sun, some white balance issues here. Hudson Clark does a good job beating his man down the field. He's got a chance to make a play. He's not even close. Here's an opportunity for another guy to make a play. Not really close here. I think that would be the deep snapper. At least he got a semi-hand on him. Now a chance another guy to make this play. 36 right here is getting ready to make this tackle. Arkansas does a really good job of tackling their own guy. And Isaac Tesla, who, it's just so tough to have one of your receivers play punt, right? That's an extra sprint that one of your best receivers has to make. I never like seeing my wide receivers play special teams for that reason, right? And Tesla just hadn't really been effective on punt team, if you ask me, this year. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Good hustle right there to make it interesting, but, it's just not good all around. So on the kickoff return before this, the returner, Isaiah Satania, got absolutely decapitated. Now, he decides to return another one here, okay? I want you to see this kick-off blocking, all right? Watch this right here, okay? Look at all these red shirts. Look at all these white shirts on kickoff return, okay? This is some of the worst, and I don't have a wide enough angle to say what actually happened up here. This is some of the worst kickoff return blocking I think I have ever seen. I'm dead serious. Look at this. Look at this. That is insane. That is absolutely insane. So you can make a case Arkansas special teams was actually the worst unit because that is just bad. So, yeah, obviously Kenny did not have as good of a game as he did last week. Part of it is this, right? You have 3 receivers here to the left, 3 DBs, okay? All the other players are in this box, okay? So you're trying to run this to the short side of the field, and the defense has you out-gapped here. It's just not really a numbers advantage to run into this box. And then Varkey's Gums, who in theory is the third-string tight end, Lucas, Ty Washington, then Gums. 89, Bax has had a tough year blocking. So I say, hey, let's give Varkey some run. 35 is one of the best ends in the SEC. He was just dominant. That is, you can't dominate a rep better than this, okay? This is called two-gapping, all right? So Rocket wanted to bounce it here. He could just disengage and go right there. But if he wants to cut to the inside, which the only place Rocket could go is through here because he's jacked all the way back up here, he's able to just go and make that tackle. There is not a running back or an offense in the SEC that could survive a run with this level of block. It would take Adrian Peterson to be able to get through that. Okay, that is a nasty two-gap technique right there. And, once again, if you have backup to the backup to the backup tight ends, and Gums was never really a blocking tight end, you're just not going to have any success. And it doesn't help that the rest of the offensive line didn't really move anyone either. All right, so we keep things going, get a play-action fake, and you're setting up a screen. And, once again, this is just really good stuff from Hugh. It is a little unlucky if you are Arkansas because Auburn's offense, this was something I predicted before the season. They would start cooking a little bit more as the season moved on once, they started understanding Hugh's scheme. This is so beautifully schemed. 6 people, bit on this run fake. Once again, Hugh Freeze going into this game. Hugh might have watched our preview. We said, hey, don't let Jarquez Hunter beat you. Hugh Freeze said, look, they're going to think that we're going to just feed Jarquez Hunter. This is the third explosive play that they're able to create because of the gravity Jarquez Hunter creates with this presence. Get a great block on the outside. Once again, a really rough day for Braxton. We can get into debate about this being holding. They're not going to call it if it's inside the chest plate right there. He's got to get off that block and make a play. He's not able to, and this is a huge explosive play down the field. So 8, who had a rough day, had the bad targeting later. Really bad missed tackle right there after, he made the game-winning play last week, essentially. And, Auburn is cooking. And then right here, once again, tough day for Braxton. This is good communication, and this is a split zone play. This is a play that has just plagued Arkansas this season. They also run it themselves. This is a really athletic play by Peyton Thorne to get off this player. Once again, it's Braxton. You need to make this tackle on third down. If you make this tackle right here, Auburn is probably kicking a field goal to go up by 3 possessions, and you just miss it. And you just got to make that play. I mean, there's just no other way around it. So, once again, really, really, really tough day by Braxton, and it was a good job by Arkansas attacking his side compared to McLaughlin's side. All right, so we did an Arkansas preview on Thursday, right? Arkansas-Auburn preview, and the one thing we said is KJ Jefferson cannot survive A-gap pressure, right? So right here, Auburn gets very exotic. So Ron Roberts, the defensive coordinator, knows that Arkansas has a propensity to try and gain all the yards on third down, right? That's not what you want to do as a quarterback. You want to make it an advantageous 4th down when it's 3rd and 10, especially if you're down by 3 possessions here. A field goal does you really no good, right? So if you're KJ, you want to at least pick up some of these yards, all right? This is not well picked up by Arkansas. This is what's called a simulated pressure, right? A simulated pressure, by definition, is 4 guys are rushing, but it's not the 4 guys you think, okay? So, obviously, when you look at this, the last person you think that'll be rushing is this backer. So, he's blitzing. These 2 players back up, and you get 4 men rushing, and the job of this blitz is to hold this center, hold this guard, A-gap pressure. Okay, so this A-gap pressure is created by that, and guess what? The way you fix this is, by sliding your left line down, you slide him down and you pick up him. Arkansas obviously is not a good offensive line, so you get unblocked A-gap pressure. KJ, it is difficult to survive it, but because he is a freak athlete, he's able to survive this one, okay? That's really good stuff by KJ Jefferson. But this is where the mistake is made, okay? you have to know pre-snap that if this guy is blitzing from this second level, this portion of the field is going to be wide open. And you don't need all the yards here, okay? You don't. You just need some of the yards, all right? This would have picked up the first down if KJ would have reset his feet right here and just hit this tight end right here. Or reset your feet, pick your eyes up, and maybe somebody else is open. It's kind of cut off. But if you reset your feet, throw where the blitz is deoccupied, bang, he's catching it, first down. Or if he's short, you're able to go for it. Instead, he tries to Superman it, and he was open too. Your best receiver, Armstrong. Yeah, it's a really rough game for the Arkansas defense just overall. Once again, it's the same thing. Jarquez Hunter had been getting them for 4, 5, 4, 6, 4, 5. Like little bits and pieces of yards. And once you're just churning out those yards, these play fakes begin to start working, right? Once again, Hudson Clark is late to see this from Peyton Thorne. There's no reason for him to really be worried about this because, you're bringing they brought a safety blitz from this direction. We need you to be more focused on this. And obviously, zero, I don't know who's had contained responsibilities. It all comes down to how it's taught. And this ends up being an explosive run play. And Braxton actually does a really good job, getting off Burton right there on the block and making this tackle right here. So we get to a run here on the 2nd and 4. And watch this. 6 actually dominates this block right here. He swim moves to the inside. He's right here to make this play. And I don't think this is a hold. Is that holding right there? I don't know. He's not able to turn his shoulders and actually make this tackle. I mean, he's right here. You just got to make this play. And then, 28 is right here to make this play. And you'll see he's just not – he doesn't even get a hand on Hunter. Good touchdown saving tackle, and Auburn would go on to kick a field goal. Not a touchdown saver, but still a good play by Dwight. So if you're Arkansas, you have absolutely no choice but to be aggressive here. You're down by 21. You've got to get some kind of momentum going. And once again, the left tackle play has just been so brutal this year. Manuel gets beat really bad. There's really nowhere for KJ to step up because 35 did a good job bending this edge and just bending on in here. And this is just a massive collision. And then on the left side, they're not able to pass off this twist well. Okay, now this is a long loop for 11 to make, but this is just a really well-designed pressure. That's difficult for this guy who has to pick him up to get off of him right here. So you just got to let 11 go. That's a well-designed pressure. So 35 beats his man, and then the actual design of the pressure actually gets home. And that's just, it's a recipe for disaster. There's nothing really KJ can do on this 3rd and 17. That's why a lot of teams decide to run a running back draw, right, when it's 3rd and 17, because it sets you up for a sack, a big sack, if you will, especially if your blindside pressure is terrible. And Auburn's able to turn this clock all the way down and kick, obviously, a chip shot field goal to make this a 24-point game. So Arkansas started the third quarter off with the 3 and out because, of course, and Auburn got a long run from Jarquez Hunter. I'm not showing you that one. Jarquez with another 100-yard gain. This play is very simple. Fake the screen to a guy that's already scored on a quick passing concept. So, defense is king number 3. And then guess what? It's just a fake screen, and, this receiver's going. So you get the pump fake right there by Peyton Thorne. And this is just a simple pitch and catch. Auburn has scored on this play so many times. We've seen so many SEC teams score on this play. Actually, Robbie Asher threw a touchdown on this last year. All right, so Arkansas drives all the way down the field, and you get to this spot. And once again, it's Varkey's Gums, right? He's just not a blocker. He gets two-gapped again. I mean, this is just not physical enough. And, yes, this fumble is on Rocket Sanders, but when this end is able to keep contained while also two-gapping and being able to just cut to the inside here, he also has a contained guy, right behind him, so he's able to, crash down right here. And you could see how he's able to squeeze this down and then get in here to take Rocket's legs out. And, yeah, you shouldn't be fumbling the football here, right? But when you're stood up, 10 is able to come in now and bat this thing loose. So you see how, once you get gang tackled, it just becomes easier. And now you need KJ Jefferson to make a touchdown-saving tackle, okay? If you're Gums right here, you've got to hustle. I mean, the ball is out. Like, this is not a time to, sit and watch. I mean, you got to have guys sprinting, and KJ right here, you got to horse collar him. All right, I know that's a penalty, but no matter what, you've got to stop him. You just do. Because if you don't, it's a touchdown going the other way. And once again, if Gums was hustling, he's probably making that tackle right there. So now he's just able to walk in for an easy touchdown right here. Good job by Tesla trying to get back into it. And you can also see Armstrong down by 31. These are the kind of guys you look for. Armstrong got a little unlucky that official was right there, but he is able to eventually bring him down. So good stuff. So 1st and 10, and guys, it's just good offense. Okay, get your tight end to the boundary here. They finally do attack McLaughlin. This is just a perfect back shoulder throw, and this Auburn passing attack is starting to cook, right? I think he's going to be drafted next year as a tight end H-back type, and he's just a good football player. Now, get a more creative celebration. Everybody does that now. All right, so we get to hear Criswell's now in the game, and you got to carry out your play action fake, right? You just do, okay? This obviously just is not technically sound, because if 35 never sees that play action fake, he's never going to play the running back. This is a clear give read. Now you see right here, his read isn't this end. He's not really even looking at him, okay? I would have loved to have seen this handed off, unless this is a play action fake all the way, which it could be, because he's not looking here. I think he's feeling that this guard is able to, get over here and kick him out. If that's the case, that's a really bad design flaw, because 35 had just been dominating you downhill, and I don't trust Arkansas offensive line to get fast enough down here to make this play. Once again, this is where not knowing the play call, not knowing what the design of this really is, becomes an issue, because all these other blocks are really good. So if this was a handoff, it's probably going for a lot of yards. 44 comes around, boom. Got Dominion going one-on-one right here. But whatever the call may be, it ends up being a massive, massive, massive loss. And it was just that kind of day. So in just a second, we're going to get to the JACOBY CRISWELL touchdown pass. And there's going to be a big debate about CRISWELL getting his chance to potentially start or play. And Sam Pittman already said, KJ is the guy. But I want you to just see this, right? This team is just, Landon's not really hustling here. You could just tell everybody's just kind of going through the motions, and they score. Look, I'm going to be honest. It is 4 in the morning in Baton Rouge. I got to come home, see a lot of my family. I freaking ate a boudin stuffed gator, or gator stuffed with boudin. So I'm going to be honest. I really didn't want to do this, because this game isn't worth any of our time. Right now, if you're an Auburn fan, obviously you got a 5-star today as well. This is just terrible from Sam Pittman. Terrible special teams coordinator. He's had the same special teams coordinator for multiple seasons. It's only Kenny Guyton's second game, but you see how bad the offensive supporting cast is for KJ Jefferson. I'm just going to give you a stat, okay? Some of you don't like ESPN QBR. I do, right? Because it does factor in level of competition and so many other things. I do love QBR, right? And QBR is a rating from 0 to 100. So, just for reference, KJ Jefferson last year versus Power 5 teams, okay, did not have a QBR less than 70. Let me repeat. He did not have a single Power 5 game last year where his QBR was under 70, okay? This season, he has only had 2 games where he's had a QBR north of 70 versus a Power 5 team. And that was against LSU's absolutely atrocious defense, who everybody has scored on, in Alabama. So, do you think KJ Jefferson just forgot how to play football? No. It's his supporting cast, it's a play calling, and it's just too much on his shoulders. Last year, there was too much on his shoulders. This is an absolutely ridiculous throw right here by Criswell, though. Really good pocket on this rush 3, drop 8. So, you actually get some protection. And look at where he puts his football, right? It's a bit of a wobbler, but it's on this back shoulder right here. God, Tesla's hands are ridiculous. Obviously, he does not generate the most separation, but his catch radius is insane. But yeah, Sam Pittman and Guyton and everybody else just got absolutely viciously outcoached. Arkansas was so outclassed in this one, and you got the good break that Armstrong actually played. It just didn't matter. This team was so poorly prepared to play. After, you finally got some really lucky breaks, missed chip shot field goal to win it last week for Florida, and they choke, so they give you an opportunity, and you take care of business. And this is a do-or-die game. This is a game that you have to have for bowl eligibility, and Auburn runs you off your home field. And I know the road team has basically won this game. 2021, 2022, 2023, and then, of course, in 2020, Arkansas should have won in one of the worst refereed decisions of all time. I'll float that video in front of your face here in a second, but I'm going to be honest, I don't really even want to break down this game anymore because it's just disgusting. Hope you enjoy this. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom. Hugh Freeze, man. Don't let him get hot. He's big time. And tonight, we're doing some pasta laya. Let's